Right, so imagine being the son of an NBA star and having some opportunities afforded to you that the average person may not have had afforded to them just because you're the son of an NBA star. And then forgetting all of that and then throwing some shade. We just was, according to the articles, throwing shade at somebody else who's an NBA star, and you're saying that they're getting the same thing. I don't understand it, man. I don't claim to understand it, but that is exactly what the people are saying is going on with Austin Rivers and Bronny James. And we're going to talk about all that in 1 second, man. But before we get started, make sure y'all like the video and comment y'all thoughts down below, man. Let me know, is he hating? Is he appreciating? Any of that, man. And if y'all don't know, y'all are my family, my brothers, my sisters, whatever. I love each and every last one of y'all, man. Hey, let's get right into it. I hope I hit the right button. Bow, I hit the right button. Yes. Check it out. So on the Ringers podcast, your boy Austin Rivers had some words about Bronny James and his NIL. Now, we did the story a couple of weeks ago talking about Bronny having the all-time highest NIL so far at about $7 million a year. And so we just gonna go straight through this article. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think about it, man. It says, after becoming one of the top prospects in the country to enter the basketball this year, Bronny James has already started catching the attention of various brands and endorsement deals. LeBron James' eldest son has recently accumulated millions in NIL deals that Minnesota Timberwolves guard Austin Rivers didn't appreciate on his latest appearance on the Ringer NBA show. And here we go. This is what Rivers says. Rivers stated, we know why he, referring to Bronny James, we know why he got that. He got that because he's LeBron James' son. I was the #1 player in the country. Bronny not even is not even ranked. And then he says, there was no fluctuation with me. I was number one in the country. So he pretty much saying I was wire to wire #1, which we're going to talk about it in a second. And he said, being the former #1 ranked player in the country, Rivers blatantly claimed that he could have easily secured a $60 million contract with Under Armour if he could land such lucrative deals during his youth. If he could have landed such lucrative deals during his youth. And then, we just go on to say, I mean, that's pretty much what he had to say about that. And look, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this: to whom much is given, much is expected, whatever it is, man. And so we talking about big LeBron right here. When you go out there, carve your way, and you make a lot of headway for your family, guess what? It's supposed to be easier for them. I don't know what people are thinking. Like what did he say? Like, there could be a lot of people that can talk about this, but I don't think Austin is the one to talk about this, because a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people in the league are saying, a lot of people are saying or feel like if it wasn't for Doc, you wouldn't even have stayed in the league as long as you had. And hey, it is what it is, rightfully so. Whatever they want to think, they can think what they think. I'm not saying I think that. Hey, I think, you're a player, you're a good player, you get there on your own merit, you're going to stay there on your own merit, and no matter what happens, nobody's just going to give you anything. Just like you haven't seen Marcus and Jeff, you ain't see them guys getting no big endorsements or any of that just because of who their dad was. They didn't get any big offers or any of that just because of who their dad was. Some people think they might have gotten into college just because of who their dad was, but you ain't see them come out of college and get no big deals, big brand endorsements, big any of that. Because number one, you have to be able to play. If you can't play, you're not going to get any of that. Nobody's going to offer you anything. Nobody's going to do any of that stuff. Now, are you trying to say that if you're trying to say that, hey, I think that the one thing that I hate about this is because, like they say, the wheels on the clock go around, or that hand goes around, and it's a minute is only 60 seconds. So it means that when that hand goes around, what goes around comes around, and it ain't gonna be that long before it comes around. And it's just like a couple of weeks ago, a couple of years ago, they was talking about all the old guys in the NBA, like them old guys was hating and this and that. And this is what it kind of comes off as, like you hating because you wasn't able to do that. And the crazy thing is, like, if you're saying that, okay, I would have been able to cash in on my celebrity at that age, then it would have been worth 60 million or something like that. But if you go to college and you get a chance to grow your celebrity, why is it not worth 60 million or so when you get out of there? Now, they asked him that, and he said, well, when I went to Duke, I burned the bridge with Under Armour, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And then so I ended up having to, I came out of Duke, and then I signed with Adidas. But because Duke has a big contract with Nike or whatever, it's a big Nike school. But Adidas ain't Nike. So if you burnt the bridge, anyway, it just seems to me like this. Listen, I understand what he's saying. If I could have cashed in on my celebrity, I don't know. Maybe this is what he's saying. I'm not saying this is what he's saying, but maybe he's saying that my celebrity was much bigger as a teenager with the mixtape era and at Duke than it was in the NBA. So I was worth more then, which a lot of guys are. A lot of guys go to college and they're worth more in college. I talk about my boy Travis Lewis all the time. He didn't make it to the NFL, but he was a really good SEC fullback at the University of South Carolina. If he could have cashed in on his celebrity, it ain't no doubt that he would have had a couple 100,000 coming out of the University of South Carolina. It ain't no doubt about that if he could have cashed in on NIL. Arturo Freeman, Arturo Freeman, Naismith, all my guys, a lot of them guys, they would have been able to do that. But that's not how it was back then. And so it kind of comes off as like, the old guys saying this and that. But like I said, for you to say that when you definitely had the influence of your pops at that time, and you the coach's son, they just coming off championship, they went back to the finals and all that, your dad's hot, and it's gonna help your celebrity shine a little bit brighter. I get it, and like I said, I do get it. A lot of people's celebrity is a lot brighter as high school and then when you get to the pro, but I just feel like this ain't, that wasn't the thing to say in that situation, man. And then, coming with this, we talking about the #1 player in the country at that time, and that was Anthony Davis and Andre Drummond. You said you was wire to wire #1, but you got Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond ahead of you, and then Austin Rivers at #3. Like I said, good player in his own right. And then you got players that are still in the league behind you too. Like, look, you got Bradley Beal. A lot of people said they felt like Bradley Beal was better the whole time, but hey, they had you ranked higher. Maybe because you Doc's son, maybe, you know what I'm saying? If it's close, they're gonna give it to you. That's how it goes. It's just like same thing with a lot of endorsements. And it's the same thing probably like with Deion's kids and, Coach Prime kids and all of that. Listen, we know that you're going to get some extra celebrity, and it's business. It is business, and businesses are not stupid. They know that LeBron James Jr. is getting some of the shine from his father's celebrity. If you're aware of it, they're obviously aware of it. So of course, if it's give a contract to me because I'm that guy, or give a contract to Bronny and you're gonna get some extra ancillary shine from his father, it's a no-brainer to give it to Bronny. I get that part. But at the same time, if you're not good enough, you're just not gonna get that. But anyway, we keep on going, man. Cody Zeller, a good player. Dorian Finney-Smith was a good player in his own right. Michael Carter-Williams, he was there, but yeah, he didn't last very long. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope still playing good. Rodney Hood, did very well. Quinn Cook, had a decent career. Mo Harkless, decent career. Otto Porter still playing. Last I checked, he was playing pretty good. Ben McLemore, decent. Norman Powell still good. He's a late bloomer, but guess what? He's hooping right now for the Clippers. Malcolm Brogdon, number 73. What'd he say? 73. 73. Malcolm Brogdon, he's still doing this thing right now, playing pretty good. And then Ryan Anderson, number 93. And you know what I'm saying? He playing pretty good. So like I said, a lot of times when you come out of college and you already up there, you come out of high school, you're already up there, and the guys behind you, they looking at you the same way. They like, bro, you only up there because you Doc's son, and we're gonna come in and try to outwork you and try to make our careers be better than you. So it's just one of them things where I feel like I understand what he was trying to say, but he could have just said it better, in my opinion. Does it matter? Nah, you're rich, you're young, you're in the league, you living the dream. Nobody can really say anything to you, but he could have just said, listen, man, I'm glad that this guy's doing this thing. I hope he gets everything that's coming to him. And only thing I wish differently is that I wish that it had been around when I'm there, because with LeBron James, with the mixtape era and all of that, the way that it was panning out for me, man, it would have been crazy. Now, Bronny, hey, he doing his thing, great player, all of that good stuff. But I just wish I would have been around for it so that I could have partaken in that. That's all you had to say. You have to mention the man dad and all that stuff, man, especially when your dad, look, I don't know about y'all, I'm from Atlanta. Doc is a legend to me. Doc is a legend. I know a lot of people probably don't feel the same way, but 80s babies and people from Atlanta, Doc a legend. So like you might feel like, I don't know, maybe he never mentioned it, but I wish he would have said it too. Hey, I got some shine from my pops too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Or he could have said, hey, this because it's dad. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, because corporations are smart enough to know that if they align themselves with Bronny AKA if they align themselves with Shiloh or align themselves with Shalimar, or they align themselves with Osakin, or they align themselves with Shadur, you're indirectly aligning yourself with Dion or LeBron. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Your daddy bust his behind so that things could be a little bit easier for you. Why wouldn't we celebrate him and appreciate that stuff, man? They know that. We know that. Everybody knows it. But guess what? None of it would matter if you didn't have the skill level to back it up in some way, shape, form, or fashion in the first place. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. I'm just out here talking, man. Look, I'm just a poor, broke computer engineer, network engineer that likes to talk basketball. It is what it is, man. Hey, and guess what? A lot of that came from my dad, man. Hey, it is what it is. My dad, he worked at Georgia Power for all them years and helped me put me up on his shoulders. Hey, he was there, so it is what it is. And I appreciate him for it every day. Love you, Pops and Mom. But I'm gonna holler at y'all next time, man. Till next time. It's your boy Jay Easy, aka Fresh from the Barbershop, BK the People's Champ. I can't help it, man. My mom was an educator too, so a lot of that was her too. So it is what it is. Love y'all. Peace.
Godspeed.